Hello everyone, welcome to Advanced Knowledge Systems and a warm welcome to AKSIS Academy, which is one of the premier institutions in India, and it offers examination coaching for UPSC CSC, State Public Service Commission, SSC Combined Graduate Level and CLAT examinations. About me, I am Sandeep Bhushan Thumala, and my credentials are I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I take up international relations and internal security and the analysis of the Hindu newspaper. And this session is in regards to the DNA of the Hindu newspaper, that is of 18th January 2021. And in this session, I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases which will be useful for you, because we will be identifying the factual, analytical, and conceptual questions which will be useful for the prelims of UPSC perspective. And while you imbibe the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing for the mains examinations, your answers for mains would be precise and concise, and thereby you will score higher marks in the mains examinations. And this session at AKSIS Academy Daily News Analysis will help you to crack prelims and mains 2021. And before we get into the DNA of the newspaper, we will look at the quote of the day. And the quote of the day says that I survived because the fire inside me burned brighter than the fire around me. So what is important is the kind of fire which is inside you, that you need to attain your goal or the success what you want, has to be brighter than the fire which is around you. And we look into the DNA of the today's newspaper, which we have seen that the health ministry or the government of India has gone ahead with the world's largest vaccination program, that is COVID-19 vaccine program, on January 16th, and the 2 days, that is of January 16th and January 17th, as per the health ministry briefing, there were total of 2,24,301 individuals who were administered the COVID-19 vaccine on January 16th and January 17th. And out of all these individuals who have been administered by the vaccine, that is COVID-19 vaccine, 447 have been reported that they had a kind of reaction such as pain or mild swelling, mild fever or nausea, and only 3% among 447 required hospitalization. And the states in the country, that is only 6 states, that is Arunachal Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Manipur and Tamil Nadu, have conducted vaccination sessions on January 17, 2021, that is on the second day of the COVID-19 vaccination which has been administered. And the health ministry has advised the states and the union territories to conduct the vaccinations only on 4 days a week. And the reason why the health ministry has advised the states and the union territories to conduct the vaccination only 4 days is because to minimize any kind of disruption to the routine health which the hospitals take up, that should not be disrupted, or there should be a minimal disruption to the routine health checkups. That is what health ministry has advised the states and the union territories to conduct vaccinations only for 4 days in a week. This is the information additional which has been advised to the states and union territories by the health ministry in regards to the administering of the COVID-19 vaccine. And if you look at the another news, we have two Chinese nationals have been arrested by the enforcement directorate. And the enforcement director which has arrested two Chinese nationals, they have arrested on based on the money laundering charge in connection with the Avala network. And these money laundering charges and the Avala network which has involved in these shell companies, involving several shell companies, these two Chinese nationals were involved in money laundering and Avala network, and thereby the enforcement director has arrested two Chinese nationals, and they are Liu Sang and Carter Lee. And the enforcement directorate case, this which they have arrested the two Chinese nationals based on the money laundering charges in connection with the Hawala network is, or it has the base from the income tax department. So the enforcement directorate has the base or the stems from the income tax directorate, which the IT department has been investigating since last year, that is 2020, on the two Chinese nationals, that is Liu Sang and Carter Lee, who were involved in the money laundering charge and the connection which is with the Hawala network. And one of the national or the Chinese national, that is Sang, who has allegedly ran an Hawala racket, and the other national, that is Lee, Carter Lee, is a Delhi University graduate, and this person was working as a translator for Sang, who has been involved in the money laundering charges in connection with the Hawala network, because the Lee, who was a graduate of Delhi University, as he knows Hindi and English, he was working as a translator for Sang, who was involved in the money laundering charges in connection with the Hawala network. And the department has zeroed in on Sang, one of the Chinese national, who was under, or he was disguised or alias Charlie Teng, and he was accused of having a fraudulent Indian passport which was issued from Manipur, northeastern states. And the enforcement director, based on the credible information that there were few Chinese individuals and Indian associates, they were involved in the money laundering and Hawala transactions through a series of entities, and these entities they are of shell entities. And when initial probe has revealed that 40 bank accounts were set up, which were for various dummy entities of the shell companies, and they have credited close to or more than 1000 crore of rupees in these 40 bank accounts which were set up for various dummy entities of shell company over a period of time, and 1000 crores have been created into this account. So the enforcement directorate has arrested the Chinese nationals on money laundering charges in connection with the Hawala network. And a subsidiary of Chinese company which is related, or that is the shell companies, have taken over 100 crore as an advances, that is bogus advances from shell entities, which they have come forward to opening of businesses such as retail showrooms in India. So the one who have come forward for opening businesses, part of opening up of a retail showrooms in India, the one of the subsidiary of the Chinese company have taken over 100 crores as an bogus advance from various businessmen. And the department has said that when bogus advances have been taken up and around 40 bank accounts were opened as a bogus accounts, so the department says that there could be a possibility of the role of bank officials and also the chartered accountants, and these people will also be investigated along with the two Chinese nationals who were arrested on money laundering, and this money laundering was in connection with the Hawala network. So here we find this information on the news, that is in regards to the money laundering and the Hawala transaction, which is part of the internal security, From prelims we have the information, and from the mains perspective, that is internal security of paper 3 of the mains examinations, we will have an information how India or the enforcement directorate along with the income tax department have zeroed and arrested the Chinese nationals in money laundering and Hawala transaction. And there is another news which talks about the Delhi High Court has spoken about the compensation. So when there is an accident or a road accident, and when an individual has succumbed to death in the road accidents, so the Delhi High Court says that parents who are dependent on their children's at some stage in their lives would be inequitably, or they have to be dependent on the individuals or the children's, and this inequitable to deny compensation to those who have lost their kids in the road accidents. So the Delhi High Court has come up in support of the parents that these parents has to be given the compensation, and that compensation cannot be denied to the parents who have lost their ward in the road accidents. And Justice J.R. Mida has made the observation while giving the judgment, that is in the Delhi High Court, and while he was awarding the compensation for loss of dependency. So the keyword here is compensation for loss of dependency to a woman who have lost a 23 years son in a road accident in 2008, that is almost 12 years ago. And the Justice J.R. Mida has enhanced the award amount, that is the compensation for the loss of dependency, from 2.42 lakhs to 6.80 lakhs. So the observations by Justice J.R. Mida in regards to enhancing the amount, that is the compensation for loss of dependency, from 2.42 lakhs to 6.80 lakhs is certainly is taken into consideration, that it is the parents are dependent on the children's and they should get the compensation. In this case, as per the Motor Accident Claims Tribunal, it says that whenever there is an accident occurred due to rash or negligent driving of the offending vehicle, the parents of the victims will not be entitled for any compensation for loss of dependency. Please do understand here the tribunal which talks about. So which tribunal are we talking about? Motor Accident Claim Tribunal. Motor Accident Claim Tribunal, which says that whenever there is an accident which has occurred due to rash and negligent driving caused by the offending vehicle itself, the parents of the victim are not entitled for the compensation of loss of dependency. But the Motor Accident Claims Tribunal says that only compensation for the loss of estate will be entitled by the parents. This is as per the Motor Accident Claims Tribunal. So here the key phrase is as per the Delhi court, which the Delhi High Court, which has given the judgment in regards to the loss of dependency or the award, that is the amount which has been compensation which has been enhanced by the Delhi High Court, is against the Motor Accident Claims Tribunal, which says that whenever there is rash and negligent driving, the parents of the victim are not entitled for the compensation of loss of dependency, but they are entitled only for the compensation of loss of estate. But the court says that if parents are not dependent on their children at the time or when the accident has occurred, but they are certainly, or these parents will certainly be dependent both financially and emotionally because of the loss of life occurred because of the road accident, later stage of their lives. So considering the later stage of the lives of the parents, wherein the parents have lost their children, that is dependent, this loss will certainly be both financially and emotionally. They will have that burden onto them at the later stage of their lives. And in regards to this, the Delhi High Court has given a judgment that the parents of the road accident victims should be compensated, and the compensation for loss of dependency is the key phrase what we have looked at, and compensation of the loss of estate, and the Motor Accident Claims Tribunal. So these are the key phrases which are useful for the prelims perspective. And in regards to international relations, we would focus in regards to the G7 summit, which is supposed to be scheduled in the month of June of 2021, and the United Kingdom, that is UK, Boris Johnson has, or UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has invited India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi to attend the G7 summit, which is scheduled to be held in the month of June 2021. And it is not the invitation from the UK which has received to India, but along with India, Australia and South Korea have also been invited to participate in the proceedings of the G7 summit as the guest countries. So this is a keyword. So India, Australia and South Korea are invited by the United Kingdoms to attend the G7 summit or to participate in the proceedings of the summit as the guest countries. This is the keyword. So India, Australia and South Korea are invited as guest countries to attend the G7 summit by the UK. And the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has asked the leaders who would be participating in the G7 summit to seize the opportunity, to grab the opportunity, to what? To build back better from coronavirus and uniting to make the future fairer, greener and more prosperous. So this is what the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is asking the leaders to seize the opportunity, to grab the opportunity to build back better from coronavirus, uniting to make future which would be fairer, greener and more prosperous. So this is what the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson is asking leaders to seize the opportunity. And the summit will be held in Cornwall from June 11 to 13 of 2021, wherein India, Australia and South Korea have been invited by the UK. And the invitation has come just before or days after UK Prime Minister has cancelled his visit to India because of the new wave of COVID-19 in Britain. The UK Prime Minister has cancelled the visit to India as he was also the chief guest of the 26th January Republic Day of 2021. And the cooperation between UK and India, this is in regards to the economy or trade between India and UK, is significant this year because India is now, in the year 2021, India will be the non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council, and along or on the sidelines when India is a non-permanent member of UNSC, United Kingdom will also or will take over the presidency of United Nations Security Council in the month of February 2021, and that is the reason why the cooperation between India and UK is significant in the year 2021, especially focusing in regards to the economy or the trade and the bilateral relations between India and UK. And certainly there would be a question which would be part of your prelims of 2021 and mains 2021 in regards to the cooperation between India and UK, which would be, that is, economic diplomacy, in regards to the economic diplomacy. And the another news is that there are 8 trains which are being connected to a place called Kevadia in Gujarat. So Kevadia is a place which is in Gujarat, and our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has flagged off 8 trains which are connecting Kevadia in Gujarat from various parts of the world, wherein it would boost the connectivity to the Statue of Unity, which is located in Gujarat. From the Statue of Unity, there would be a connectivity or the trains connectivity to different regions of the country. And perhaps this is the first time in the history of the railways wherein so many trains have been flagged off for one destination. Please do understand, they were in the past trains which have been flagged off for. In the history of railways, it is the first time perhaps that many trains were flagged off for one destination, that is for the Statue of Unity, so that there would be connectivity from different regions of the country to the Kevadia and Gujarat, wherein the Statue of Unity is located. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that Kevadia is a place which is now emerging as one of the biggest tourist destinations in the world, and he has also compared the number of tourists who are visiting the Statue of Liberty to the Statue of Unity. And Mr. Modi has said that the new trains which are connecting, the 8 trains are Kevadia to Chennai, Varanasi, Rewa, Dadar and Delhi. And you have the MEMU services between Kevadia and Pratapnagar, which is the second one, and the broad gauging of the Daboy and Chandod section, and a new line between Chandod and Kevadia. These new trains which have been connecting from Unity of or Statue of Unity to different regions of the country. This would help in the development of the region. So when we are talking about the development of the region, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is very emphatically making that this benefit will be both for the tourist and the local Adivasis. So here the focus is not only in regards to the destination, a tourist destination, comparing the Statue of Unity to Statue of Liberty, but or else connecting Statue of Unity to different regions of the country and encouraging the tourists. But it is not that only the tourists will be benefited, but the local Adivasis will also be benefited, because this connectivity will bring new avenues of the self-employment and employment, which would be a benefit to both the tourist and the local Adivasis. And the Prime Minister has also paid tributes to former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister and AIDMK founder, that is MG Ramchandran. So he has paid tributes to AIDMK founder and former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister MG Ramchandran on his birth anniversary. And if you look at this, there are 8 new trains connectivity, that is from Kevadia to Dadar, Kevadia to Varanasi Junction, Kevadia to Rewa, Kevadia to Hazrat Nizamuddin Junction, Kevadia to Chennai, Kevadia to Ahmedabad, Memo, that is Kevadia to Pratapnagar, Memo or Pratapnagar to or Kevadia to Pratapnagar. So these are the 8 which new trains for the first time have been flagged off to one destination, that is Statue of Unity. And now we will recapitulate the DNA, that is in regards to the health perspective, that is COVID-19, administering the COVID-19 vaccine. 2.24 lakh vaccines have been vaccinated in 2 days, that is on January 16th and January 17th of 2021. But the reports of adverse reaction were of only 447, and only 3 of them were needed to be hospitalized. And the 2 Chinese nationals who have been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate for money laundering, which have been involved in or through the Avala network. And this information is in regards to the internal security of GS paper mains 3. And this is as per the polity that the Delhi High Court has said that the compensation for the parents should certainly be, because they would have that longing or definitely financial and emotional feeling the parents would have, if not immediately, in the later stage of their life. So that is why the Delhi High Court has said that parents of road accident victims should be compensated, and the justice have enhanced the compensation from 2.42 lakhs to 6.80 lakhs. And as for the international relations, or else again in regards to the summits, the G7 summit, which would be taken up in the month of June 2021. So the UK Prime Minister has invited India, Australia and South Korea as the guest partners to the G7 summit. And he has also emphasized that the leaders have to seize the opportunity to bring back what we faced during the COVID-19 pandemic situation. And this is in regards to the infrastructure development. This we were talking about the train or 8 trains which were connecting the Kevadia, that is 8 trains connecting to one destination. So this one destination is the Statue of Unity. So our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has spoken about the Statue of Unity, that is Kevadia, turning into a destination site, and wherein the more number of visitors would come and visit Statue of Unity, and then comparing it with Statue of Liberty. So this is again in regards to the our culture, and then in regards to infrastructure development pertaining to the railway department. So we are focused from prelims as well as mains perspective, and hope that this was an informative, knowledgeable session while focusing from mains and prelims perspective of UPSC. So I would say a very big thank you and the best of luck. And then do maintain consistency, stick to your schedule, and take care of your physical health and mental health. And do not forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe the English Medium AKS IAS Academy YouTube channel. And also do visit the AKS IAS Academy website and the Telegram link, that is of Advanced Knowledge System. And then see you again tomorrow for the DNA, that is Daily News Analysis. Till then, thank you, goodbye. Thank you very much.